If you like these intros, you like the music, please smash that thumbs up button and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that way when I do future live streams, because this channel is 99% live streams, you will get that notification so you can catch us while we're live. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Flying Cryptos channel. We are going to be talking about Litecoin today, a little bit about Bitcoin as well, the markets, what has been going on, what happened since the last live stream here on YouTube. As you guys know, if you are tuning in from YouTube and not from Twitter, I post daily updates on the markets for Litecoin and Bitcoin on Twitter at Flying Cryptos. So move on over to Twitter if you aren't there. If you're on coming from YouTube, and you'll get a bunch more information. But I will talk about the previous live stream, what has happened since then for YouTube, what we're looking at now, and why I might just buy $100,000 in Litecoin on this upcoming higher low. We're going to be talking about all that stuff today. Hope you guys are having a good one. If you are loving this and you're excited, smash the like button, please, and subscribe, and we will get started. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but I look a little bit different today. That is because I'm wearing one of the Litecoin ties, one of only 500 in the world. And I will go over that a little bit later. I'm sure we want to get into the analysis. So let me know if you guys can all hear me okay. I'm going to check the comments. And we'll get started here in a second. And I will not forget to share my screen, all right? No, we did that last time. All right. All right, so we are taking a look at the LTC USD chart. Now, this might look familiar to you because I posted this onto Twitter yesterday. Actually, no, well, yes, it was yesterday, but it was 1:48 in the morning. I posted my current trading plan for Litecoin. Bull case gives us a 50 to 100% move upwards. Bear case is also shown with a stop loss zone. All the info is on the chart for you. Think of multiple possibilities and how you would make your trading decisions. A good trade starts with a good plan. And this is so true, guys. Before you jump into something in FOMO, because I'm sure some of you might be kicking yourself saying, oh, I just wish I held on at $100. You can't think like that, because I did the same thing. I had my big trigger right below $100, and I wrote it up. I forget exactly. It was like 10, 15% or something. And then I sold it. And then I sat on the sidelines just waiting, because I was looking for confirmation. We got this breakout. Now it's up to the bulls to prove it. So far, bulls are proving it. We're going to talk about that. And then I drew a couple plans here on where I would be looking to re-enter on the higher time frame, because we need to set a higher low on the higher time frame. We're looking at the daily here. We need to set a higher low and break that to confirm a change in the trend on the daily, which I'm calling the higher time frame. Then we'll go to the weekly, okay? But it's going to start with the daily. Now, it is possible, although it's more likely, that the bulls hold this because they've showed a pretty tremendous amount of strength as far as the chart's concerned. If we set a higher low, there is good risk to reward there to make an entry with a relatively tight stop. And what I originally posted, this candle didn't close yet. We were right in the middle of this range, which was the first level of resistance. So I said, if we reject here, I would come down and enter along at about 115. And then if we got the bounce, this green line would follow it up and continue up to new highs, right? And if we lost this level and we fell through, my stop limit would be right under 115. My stop limit is still going to be under 115, even on option 2. We're looking for the daily high or low. Okay, then we pretty much have an inverted head and shoulders at that point, right, guys? Which would look like a pretty nice bottom. That is a perfect spot to long. You're like, I'm going to be looking to ladder my bids 100,000 from pretty much high 120s to 115 even. I might throw a little stink bid down towards 115, because if we fall through 115, it's not going to look too good. At that point, bears would be taking it back. However, with a move like this, guys, on the daily, it's pretty convincing. So I'm going to be looking to place my bids right here, high 120s, low 120s. I will actually remove this circle because it's a little bit confusing. Just want to make it clear for everybody. Right here, high 120s, as low as 115. That is where I'd be looking to put my longs. Might come up here, right, guys? We might come up here to high 140s before we pull back down. But I really think we're going to get that, and then we'll get that new high low. Or we could reject right here. We're going to zoom in. We're going to look at the low time frame, just get an idea as to what's going on with that. And let's zoom in here to the 15-minute, because earlier I did post the potential for a head and shoulders pattern looking like a head and shoulders. Now, it did not break as a head and shoulders. However, zooming back in, we're just getting some chop right now, guys, because right here, we were forming a head and shoulders pattern. If we were to get that break, it would have came down. But now we're looking at a potential double top on the 15-minute. I mean, I just do not think we're going to break 140. I do think the local top is here. We've seen some pretty aggressive upside action. If you look at it and we zoom out here, guys, the move here was from the bottom just over 30%. Okay. And we're talking just over 30% in a matter of 4 days. Okay. So if you think we're just going to keep going straight vertical, I'm telling you, the odds are not in your favor. The risk is extremely high, and this is a terrible spot to FOMO. As you guys know, looking back in the past, I am fairly good at calling local tops. One thing I will say from the previous live stream is that to be determined, but most likely I was wrong about the $80. I'm not going to say that I'm wrong yet, because there's a possibility that we do have this breakdown. We don't hold that high or low, and I get stopped out, and I take a little bit of a loss. But you know what? The risk versus the reward is there. It's looking promising. I'm going to make that long. If I get stopped out, I'll lose a few percent. Not the end of the world. And then we'll see if that $80 happens. But right now, it's not looking like it's not looking too promising for the $80 target. It's still there. It's really hard for me to put like a percentage on it of like the odds. I mean, I would say like 70-30, maybe even 80-20. There might be a 30% chance that we come down and hit $80, which is still fair odds, but I don't know. That's just how I'm feeling, and it is what it is. But like, I said that I'm the first person to admit when I'm wrong, and in the other live stream, I mean, I did mention the possibility of me being wrong as in the previous live stream, but if you look back maybe 2 streams ago, I was pretty confident. It was looking really promising that we were going to see $80, and we did not see $80. Now, I'm not always going to nail the bottom. I'm not always going to nail the top. But overall, I've been pretty close. I mean, I did call the original $100 and maintain that for like 2 months. we hit it, we fell a little bit below it, and we weren't really getting that bounce, you know, and it just looked like we were going to break down more to the downside. Now, you know, analysis is not all about predicting. It's about how you read the charts, how you react to the charts, how you formulate a trading plan when you get in and out, and that's really what matters. You know, a lot of people like predictions because it's easy, especially for someone who's new to the game. For someone to just watch an analysis video, be like, yep, Litecoin's going to X dollars. People are happy. They close their tab. And that's pretty much it. And there's so much more to it, guys. The market always changes. It's all about how we react to the market. And a lot of people new to this don't know that. There's just trading is not absolute. It is very reactive because the market environments do change. But yeah, I hope you guys are having fun. We got decent amount of viewers. Thank you. Yeah, Red Seal Carpenter, what's up? Steve-O, how you doing? Hope you're good, man. And Alan, looking sharp with that tie. Thank you. Yeah, the Litecoin ties, I'm so excited about these. I figured I was going to wear it in the live stream because you guys need to see what it looks like on a suit, right? You know, I can unbutton it. You know, there's the tie. I'm 6'1". I'll stand up real quick. Just hope you guys are cool. We're gonna take a really quick 1-minute break. Then you guys can throw some other questions and I'll answer them too. But stand up for a little bit. See, I'm wearing blue jeans right now just because I'm doing the live stream. But I am 6'1". Tie fits pretty good. They are just standard length. I mean, all the information is going to be on the website, but only people that put their email in are going to be allowed to get these initially, because there's going to be a grace period, so these will not be publicly available until everyone gets the opportunity that put their email in on the site to order it, because they're going to get a lower tie number, because there's a certificate of authenticity that comes with these, and it marks the tie number. And this is the silver Litecoin tie. Now on my Twitter page at Flying Cryptos, I have close-ups of this tie, and they are absolutely beautiful. And while I'm at it, here's the Bitcoin tie. Beautiful. And then we got it in Bitcoin gold. Depends on how the light hits it. Might be a little bit harder to see it on the camera, but it's beautiful. We're gonna have some really nice pictures. And if you are an Ethereum fan, the Ethereum purple is sexy. If you can see that over the webcam, not as good over webcam, but the pictures, it's all in the pictures, guys. These are the highest quality crypto ties ever made in the world. I can pretty much guarantee that, because these are made in the same city as Giorgio Armani. These are 100% silk, made in Italy, and they are fully handmade and beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. But I'm not going to sit here and talk all night about that. I just figured you guys that are passionate about it, it's a rare thing, only 500 of them, and yeah. So anyway, we'll get back to the charts here. Hope you guys are loving the live stream, and if you do, please smash that like button, give it a thumbs up. I'll drink a little bit of what's left of this beer, and we'll get back into the charts a little bit. Let me just pull this up here. All right. Malik asks, what is your blow-off top target for Litecoin if we go full bull market this year? That is a good question. Let's go to this chart right here, the one that I highlighted a while ago. We'll go up to the weekly here. So once we confirm this bottom with the higher low, we flip the daily. Then if we can flip the weekly, then I'll give you solid targets. I can only give you rough ideas, but I did this before on another live stream. Okay. And I will say that $1,000 is possible, provided everything works out perfect. I can't put a percentage. I can't say, oh, there's an 80% chance we're going to hit $1,000, you know, yada, yada. Obviously, we got to flip the daily, flip the weekly, break this flag, this bull flag, and you know, actually, it's going to be on the monthly chart here, guys. We're going to take a look at the monthly chart here. And then we have it right here, guys. We have this monthly bull flag. I mean, I remember looking back at this bull flag a couple months ago when we were up here pretty much right at the middle before we had the drop down to $100, saying, perfect setup for a bull flag. This looks great. We have the 200 moving average down here on the bottom. Actually, I got that on the MA50 now, but it was the 200. Oops. It was the weekly that it was hitting the 200 moving average right here. See, that's the 200 moving average right there on the weekly. We tagged that perfectly. I remember saying that. The 200 moving average is right there. It's perfect. Right at the bottom, set up this beautiful bull flag on the monthly chart. And look at, now we're reacting off the bottom of it. And, you know, this was everything that I originally said for months happened exactly the way I said it. And it's when I started talking about the $80, which, like I said, still possible, but less likely now. Everything just lined up perfect. Now we got this beautiful bull flag. And if we get this break, so we don't even hit the $80, so we get this break on the monthly, $1,000 is possible, guys. It's definitely possible, because how do you target on a bull flag break? Well, it's the length of the flagpole that you use to calculate your target. So you go from the base of the flagpole, you go to the top of the flagpole. I'll make this thick so you guys can see it. All right. Make it thick so you can see it. And boom, right there. There's the break. That would be the breakout point from our flag. And that would put us right around $1,000, guys. So if we get the monthly bull flag break, $1,000 is certainly possible. If you were to take the time range that it took from the base of this original flagpole, and we see that it was 182 days, 6 bars, so 6 months, right? It took 6 months for us to move from $46 up to $274. Let's put that right here. Line it up here. Okay, so again, timelines, do not, I'm warning you all, because this is what I try to warn people about when it comes to pump accounts and shit. You know, putting time frames, so $1,000 by end of whatever X month. Guys, 99% of the time these people end up being wrong because there's so much to it. So do not, I'm not putting a timeline on this, but what I'm saying is if the first flagpole were to mirror the flagpole of this break of said bull flag, in 6 months, it'd be November 2022. Litecoin could be at $1,000, right? Could. You can't put odds on that because we need to do a lot of things first. Okay? We're going to need to flip that daily. We're going to need to gain the weekly. We're going to need to break the flag. We're going to need to see momentum behind that break. And then we're going to have to break this previous high at 274 and close that with a monthly close. All of that, after all that's done, by the time we're up here around 300 something, then I could tell people with much better odds if we're going to hit $1,000. You can't really call it this early because so much is yet to happen. So much can still change. And that is my disclaimer to you guys. You know, I just like to give sensible approach to analysis, you know, that doesn't get new people in this business wrecked. All right, so gonna go back to some questions. Do you ever consider external news or just the charts? News about potential El Salvador adoption or potential Ukraine-Russia war. I'm considering it. I mean, I am a chartist, you know, much like Big Cheds and you know, chart guys does dabble a little bit more in news and stocks and all that stuff, but I am a chart guy. So 99% of what I talk about is going to be charts, but you know, depending on what the demand is for, you know, news events and how all that impacts everything. I mean, I well, I'm happy to expand a little bit more on that if people want me to, but we'll see. Who are your favorite people in the Litecoin community to follow on Twitter? That is a very good question, guys. But you say Litecoin community. Obviously follow the Litecoin Foundation. But other analysts in the Litecoin community, I don't have any. I don't have a single one, to be honest with you. I'm trying to be the guy for that because I think a lot of people are pumping Litecoin in an unhealthy way. And you guys remember I talked about that a long time ago. Now, I am super pro Litecoin, love Litecoin, clearly. I mean, if I'm going to buy $100,000 of Litecoin on a high or low, you better fucking believe that I love Litecoin. So just saying, and don't mind my language, but people to follow in Litecoin, I mean, like, I will tell you my favorite people to follow in general as far as trading, and they do occasionally cover Litecoin. Actually, more so than not, Big Cheds does cover Litecoin a lot. And Chart Guys occasionally covers Litecoin. I will guarantee you that Chart Guys will be covering Litecoin when the LTC BTC chart breaks and starts setting higher lows. As soon as that happens, you're going to see Dan at Chart Guys talk all about Litecoin. And Dan is definitely a guy to follow. Follow him, follow Big Cheds, and I always say about Big Cheds that that guy I respect a lot. He's got a long history with crypto Twitter, and his personal life is just interesting. He wrote a book on surviving cancer, and then he wrote a book called Trading Wisdom, which has a lot of information and knowledge in that book that'll teach you a lot about trading. And then watch Chart Guys because I love Dan's way of analysis. He focuses a lot on price action, much like I do. Uses a lot of horizontal support and resistances, more so than diagonals, which I am a fan of. It's all about making the chart simple and easy to read and not having 1,000 lines all over the chart that make it confusing and hard to understand. And quite honestly, half the time the diagonals should not be weighed as nearly as much as a good old horizontal support and resistance. All right, so Alan asks, how long would it take to get to $1,000? Well, I think I roughly answered that, but like I said, that's with a grain of salt, and that could be 6 months. We could get halfway there and reject off 600-700 and then come all the way back down, and then it might take another year to get up to 1,000. So it could take 6 months, it could take a year, it could take longer. I don't know. And that is all subject to what I said before. Yeah, it's good to know that the possibility is at least there, and it is at least looking a little bit better than it was a few days ago. We can all agree with that one, right, guys? All right, well, let me just go through some more questions. Dan asked a good question. Why, of all the projects out there, has Litecoin become your baby? Well, Litecoin was the first coin I ever bought. And I just loved it ever since. I love what it stands for. And speaking, obviously, we know Mimblewimble activation. I mean, that is going to be game-changing, guys. So definitely excited for Mimblewimble. And that, you know, is a couple months away to be activated. And Malik asks, how did you learn TA? I kind of answered that, I think, going back. And I'm not going to mention the guy's name. We've had this happen in a previous live stream, and I was laughing my ass off because someone put it in the chat. But the very first guy I followed, so complicated. I was all over the place. I lost a shit ton of money back then. This is back in 2017. After I wrote it up, I started writing it down a little bit. I sold, and then I figured I'm going to try to day trade the bounces and buy the dips. And then sell at the top. Yeah, that was really complicated back then. When you're first getting into trading, you get wrecked like crazy. You really learn, and you know, after enough years of learning your lessons, you start to finally get a grasp for things and actually start making money. So the first guy that I followed that I actually learned a lot from was Big Cheds. And And there's other trading books that you can get on Amazon about day trading and stuff like that. You don't have to go with just Big Cheds. I read a few different books and followed Big Cheds for years, chart guys, and a couple other people on crypto Twitter. But those are my two main guys, and I talk about them a lot. So, you know, I will dig through. I'll dig through the past and get some more information on resources for learning technical analysis. And I do plan to do a lot with education in the future. So I will do something for you guys to help you out with that. Alan asks, will you be accepting Litecoin to buy your ties? That's a good question. I'm working on that. I'm not sure if it will be available for the people who buy initially. Because we're getting all this integrated, and we do want to get it available as quickly as possible for everyone. But you know, the site will definitely be accepting crypto in the future. That is something that will be integrated, but it's not integrated right now, and I'm not sure if it'll be integrated by Wednesday when it drops for people that put their email in there. Okay, so just to show you, this is the spot I'm talking about. If you want the opportunity before the cutoff on Wednesday, put your email in that box right there, and you'll have the opportunity to buy one of the ties. They're going to be $95, and we will do an entire collection deal at discount as well for people who want a bunch of ties, the whole collection. Or it might do like a four pack if you don't want the Ethereum, or you just want Ethereum and Bitcoin, or Litecoin and Bitcoin, yada yada, something like that. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that is pretty much it. You guys threw in a lot of questions. Steve-O, do you ever use anything like Elliott wave theory? I have talked about this before. See, that is, you know what, when I first got into crypto, when I first started learning how to trade, I worried more about Elliott wave theory than I did about price action. Yeah, I don't like Elliott wave, okay? I've been able to make more money just trading off of the price action of a chart, looking at it, and not having to count all these waves, because the problem is you start spending more time analyzing and less time making trades, in my opinion. You know, it's easier on the brain. You can get the job done without Elliott wave. That's just my personal opinion. Some people are going to be like, especially if you're an Elliott wave expert and you're very fluent in it and it comes easy to you and that's just what you enjoy and it works well for you and you make a lot of money in it. There's very few people like that, okay? Very few people like that are that good at Elliott wave and understand all the other aspects of trading. I would highly recommend you not learn Elliott wave if you're somewhat new. Even if you're a modest trader that breaks even most of the time, I still would not get into Elliott wave. I would just work on improving your skills as far as price action and everything else. So yeah, guys, I hope you guys are loving it. Please smash the like button if you like the video. So yeah, so we get that high or low, right? We're gonna go back a little bit. We get that high or low. Say we get that high or low, what am I gonna do? Well, let's zoom in. Go to like the 4 hour. Go to that 4 hour here. Say we come up here, start hitting resistance, start rejecting, right? We come down. It doesn't have to look like this. And sorry, the lines kind of just make it all confusing. I'm just gonna delete it. You guys know now what I'm looking at, all right? We come down. Say we come down, and it could come down faster, it could come down slower, or we could come up here and we could just come down and then bounce up. You know, it could be all sorts of different ways. All I'm saying is I'm not buying now. I don't care if we come up here and then start coming down. I don't care if we start coming down now. I don't care if we come up here in the middle and start coming down. Do not care. I am waiting because we're not going up like a straight up rocket ship. The market is not doing that. It needs to cool off. We're overbought right now, and I will buy the dip, guys. That's what you do. That's what you guys got to do. Buy the dip. We could see anywhere from 50 to 100% if this doesn't fall through. If we get a nice bounce here and we do not lose 115 support. If we even get to 115, we might only come to 120 or 125, pretty much right here in this range, okay? But we could come down to 115 and still set a higher low, okay? That's why I said we got this buy box where you don't just go all in on one bid, you ladder your bids. 20% here, 20% here, 20% here, 20% here. You get the point. So that's what you're going to do. That's what I'm doing. It's not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. It breaks through. Say it breaks through. Somewhere in this box, you got your stop, okay? You got your stop limit. It triggers. Chances are we come down this far, that's like a 90+% retracement of this pump, okay? At that point, it ain't looking too good. We're probably going to reject and then come down to the $80 if that happens. But like I said, the odds of that happening are less likely now. But always keep it in the back of your head. You got a stop limit. That limit triggers. That saves you from riding this down and losing all your money. That is very, very important, or you're not going to survive in crypto and stay in this game, okay? Always use stop limits. If you hit your stop, we come up and we reject. Chances are, at that point, things will shift, bears will get comfortable again, and we'll go right back to what we were doing. Bulls do not want to see that. Me attempting a long on a high or low, I don't want to see that, right? Because then I'm going to lose a few percent. And, you know, even if it's 5%, that's still $5,000. So, yeah. So you get my drift. You understand my plan. I appreciate all you guys. Will I post when I enter? Yes, I will. You guys know I will. I'm going to say I'm long on Litecoin, and that's going to get probably 500 likes. Like no other post that I post that doesn't get a lot of likes, because I remember back in the day, whenever I talked about going long, it would blow up like crazy. It'd get hundreds of likes and then go crazy, okay? And ever since I've been honest with you guys, and honestly, I don't know, 80-90% of the time I've been pretty accurate, I get less likes now. But I guess that's what it is, you know. I just try to be honest and truthful to you guys, and I really love you guys and your support. And yeah, if you like this live stream, guys, smash the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get that notification. And seriously, before that cutoff, if you're interested, if you're not interested, if you actually don't think you're going to buy the ties when the email goes out, don't put your email in the box. But because this is for people who want to get a tie number on their certificate of their COA, it's gonna be signed with their tie number, and they're gonna get a low tie number. We got just over 100 people right now on that so far. So all you guys that are in there already, you're gonna get you're gonna get underneath 100. You're gonna get the first 100 ties, which is pretty cool. And then we're gonna do a cutoff, because to get those all processed and everything, there's gonna be a grace period for that. And then there'll be a public link for everyone to buy. But if you're interested in the Litecoin ties, cryptoties.com, put your email in the box there. But anyway, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think of the intro, the dancing and the music and all that stuff. And anyway, guys, I love you all. Hope you have a good one. We'll clock out of this the same way that we entered it. All right, guys, thank you so much.
Let's make this one. Let's make this one. Money.
And shout out to Carlos Estrada with the Litecoin watch, because I'll tell you what, without a Litecoin watch and a Litecoin tie, you're missing out, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one. Love you all. See you later.